we're going to select these three things. We're going to go over to properties and go to the pathfinder and merge those. So now it's all one vector. We're going to give this a color. Let's go back to our beach colors, and I like that purple, so we're going to do that. Give it a white stroke, bump that up to 2, just give it a little bit of thickness. And then we've got this nice little gate up here with a wall, and we'll name that later at some point. So now I'm thinking about an idea that I had that I talked about earlier, which was that maybe we put some buildings out on the water. So for that, when I say out on the water, I'm thinking of like a weird sort of sitting on top of the water architecture, something new, something that's not sort of traditional in the way that we have it so far. So maybe let's have a sort of similar road type deal. And luckily we've already got our road layer underneath our beach layer, so we could even just come over here onto the roads layer, grab our curvature tool, and click underneath that beach, start dragging out like this. Okay, so maybe we go out here, eyedropper, select the road, and maybe we put a circle out here. So that's not the right tool. We're gonna grab our ellipse tool, right? And I'm gonna click on this where I want the center of the circle to be, and I'm gonna hold both Shift and Alt. Shift is gonna keep the proportions locked, Alt is gonna make it so that I'm dragging out from the center. And I'm just gonna drag out a circle just about like that. I'm gonna switch the stroke and the fill by using Shift X like I did before, so that it's a solid circle instead of a hollow one. And now I've got a sort of platform extending from the beach into the water there, something that I could put some sort of building on. And I might even give this some arms like this. It's almost like a marina, maybe, of boats, but instead of boats, buildings. Maybe we got 3 up here, and maybe this is a branch coming off from down here. Okay, so we've got something like that, and maybe there's just one more near the bottom of the beach. It's almost like a harbor. Maybe there's a harbor in this city. I don't know. I haven't really thought about that possibility yet. So we've got these little, they almost look like little tree frog guys there, those little fingers that they have, you know what I'm talking about? Little funny looking things kind of peeking out, and maybe these are buildings, or maybe they're some sort of guard structure, right? Maybe they are defending a port. Maybe this area right here is the port, and these will have guard towers on them. Now there's an idea, because the way that I'm imagining this city is that this is a city of people who are very close to each other. They've all agreed to live this life in the forest. They've all agreed to live under this mother figure, and they're sort of in tune with nature. And I'm thinking that leaves a society where everybody's pretty equal. We don't really have any fantasy capitalism in here, mucking everything up. And giving people nice big mansions out on the water. I think instead of mansions out on the water, we've got guard posts. I think we've got the people of Narrowpeak defending themselves from invaders out here. So I think I'm gonna put guard towers out here. Yes, I like the look of that. See, now our colors are getting a little bit more distributed here. It doesn't just look like we've got a bunch of weird colors in the middle. Okay, so now the next thing I'm thinking about is the fact that we have a port now. We've got a port. So what's gonna be, what's gonna happen to the area in between those guard posts there is I'm going to turn them into a little port. I'm going to grab this warehouse icon, I'm gonna mess with it a little bit, so I'm gonna just drop it down here. And I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna grab a rectangle. I wanna get rid of these windows. So I'm just gonna fill that up. Select both of them, go to Properties, Pathfinder, Merge. Okay, we got one solid shape. Now I'm gonna cut out the bottom of this, like this. It's almost gonna look like a garage, but not gonna be a garage. I'm gonna go now, instead of merge, minus front. So now I've got that shape like that. Copy that, run over here, and I'm gonna drop it at the end of this road. Okay. So that's gonna go there. And that's gonna be, I think, a shipyard of some sort. Maybe we have some sort of marina there. Let's give this guy a color. Let's go back to our weird little beverages guy. Did I already use that? No. No, I didn't. Let's give him a stroke, 2 points, white stroke. That's gonna be our shipyard, but I think that if we have a shipyard, we need to have some sort of, what are those dang things called? Boat parking? I don't know. They're like, you know, when you go to the lake and they got little boat parking lots for the boats to park. I don't know. I've never had a boat. It's not a dock, is it? Is it a dock? A dock is like, well, maybe it is a dock. I guess I think more about a dock as like a smaller boats and people go out on docks. I mean, I suppose people gotta go out on whatever this is too to get to the boats, but and shipyard feels more industrial to me. Marina? Is it a marina? I don't know. Who knows? So there we've got a little port there, and I like that. Maybe there is also a military structure on the beach, right? I think obviously we've got guard towers, we've got a gate with a wall. There's some sort of military in this area, and we'll think about what that is later, right? We don't really need to know that right now, but I think there's going to be some sort of military structure, maybe like a training facility, base on the beach. So I'm gonna go choose one of these. I like this one. Grab that, bring it over here, drop it down just like so. Give it a color. I think we've exhausted our beverages color library. Not gradients. We want maybe some, what is corporate? Ooh, no, we don't want those corporations. Soft. Yeah, sure. Maybe it's a little pink structure there with a white 2-point stroke outline to give it some separation. Nah, too light. Let's go to a different color property. Warm. Yeah, those are nice. Let's grab a nice red like that. Perhaps outposts. Some sort of outpost structure. At each one of these gates. And I think this might be the last structural city thing that we need to really take care of before we start getting into some more inventive stuff, some more character for this city, I think. So we've got, oh, what's going on there? No. Okay. Basically, I'm using colors to mark notable locations, you might say. Something that I might want to return to in the future, give it a little bit of depth. A place that I can, have the players visit. That's what I'm doing when I'm giving those things bright colors, right? We have a bunch of these dull green buildings that they could be something. Everything could be something. But they're not necessarily something that I'm going to put too much thought into ahead of time. I'm not going to go into every single one of these houses and say, this house is inhabited by this person and this is what it does. I'm not gonna do that. That's too much. That's too much work. I'm too lazy for that, right? But these colored buildings, I might give just a little bit of thought to what they are, you know. So, with that being said, let's think about some other things that might go in this city, right? The first thing that comes to mind is maybe there's an academy of some sort to teach people something. We're in the forest, so maybe it's a druid academy, right? We got druids and Dungeons and Dragons, and that's always fun, nature folk. So let's put a druid academy in there. Let's look for a good icon for that. I like this one. Is there another good one? These are all kind of castles. Okay, I might go look for a, okay, so I found this icon on Google. I like this one for an academy type thing, and I've got some similar ones over here, but this one, it really, I just think this one's good. But the problem is right now that it's an image, so I'm just going to turn it into a vector. This one, it luckily, is a nice, clean line icon already. So I'm just going to go up here. I'm going to hit image trace. That's going to trace that image for me. I'm looking at that. It looks pretty good. So I don't think I need to adjust the parameters at all. I'm going to hit expand, and then I'm going to get in here a bunch of times, click a bunch of times so I get to this group, select that white background, get rid of it, and then that should be grouped. Yep. So I'm going to drag that down here, make it much smaller. I actually have a space right here. I'm going to fit that in right there. So now I've got a little academy icon, and I'm going to copy that. Now, here's the part where we say, where does this academy go? Where is the Druid Academy? Okay, we've got a Druid Academy. That's fun. And our city is looking pretty good. Now, I don't think that we're done with it quite yet, but I think we're going to start to give some things some names. We're going to start to throw finishing touches on it. I do want to add some more character things to the city, but before we do that, I'm hitting a little bit of a blank right now. I've been going for a while, and you know, sometimes it happens. So I might just sleep on it, come back to it. So first, let's give these things some names. So whenever I'm looking for names, I use this website. It's so great. I cannot recommend it enough. FantasyNameGenerators.com. Great name, straight to the point. Hey man, this website is killer. This website, they've put so much work into this, and they just have any generator that you could possibly imagine. So let's think about what names are we going to create. Let's start with our good friend the Druid Academy. So I'm going to go to Fantasy Name Generators. I'm going to go to place names, school names. Let's see what we get from school names. So I'm looking for words that sound cool. That's the whole thing. Do they sound cool? Cool. This is a world of our imagination. They don't need to mean anything. They can just make them pick ones that sound cool first and then assign meaning later. Do it. I like birch spine. Or alderthorn. That's good. That's the one. That sounds pretty cool. Alderthorn. So we're going to drop in here, and we're going to make a new layer. Lock down the other ones. We're going to call this one labels. And so we're going to get in here with the text tool, which I'm going to select just by hitting T. And I'm just going to click, and I'm going to call this one what was it called? Alderthorn. Alderthorn, if I can spell Alderthorn. Instead of academy, I'm gonna go with institute of the Druidic Arts. Sounds fun. I'm gonna center that, and I'm going to use the font that I've been using is called Black Window Italic, and I like that font quite a bit. So I'm going to go up here, I'm going to go back to properties, and I'm going to drop the space between those lines a little bit, tighten it up. So the way that I've been doing my text on my maps lately is I have been giving them this outline, stroke, so that they stand out. So let's figure out what our colors are going to be for this. So what we're going to do here to make this look better, because this doesn't look very good, is we're going to turn this text into shapes. So we're going to outline it. So the way that we do that, real simple, Shift Command O, and it's outlined. And then we're going to go up here to the stroke. We're going to align the stroke to the outside of the shape. Okay, so we're not crowding that text, and then we're going to drop it down just a little bit. And now we've got a nice little title for our Alderthorne Institute of the Druidic Arts. And just like that, we got a dang thing there, man. That's a thing right there. That's a whole, now that's something that your players can visit. That's something that you could write a story about. That's something that could spawn a lot of storytelling and creativity. So just like that, we've got something that's really fun. Let's go for this fortress here. Okay, I think what we need to do here is we need to decide what are these, what's the militia, the military, the guard of this city going to be called? Leaf Cloaks. I thought of it already. Leaf Cloaks. That's a cool name. Good job, past me. Are we going to use the word leaf cloak in this, though? I like leaf cloaks, but I don't like that for this name. Vezrin. There you go. So we're going to come over here. We're going to name this Vezrin Keep. Okay? We're going to do the exact same thing that we did with the last one. We're going to outline it, and then make sure it's selected. I'm just going to come down here, grab the eyedropper, click on it, and that'll give that the same property. So we've got a Vezrin Keep. I like this Gyros. Gyros Shipyard. Dunzo. Broadstream Passage, right? It's the name of the... Yep. So this will be the Broadstream Gate. Easy. Let's name these towers. Got place names. You know what? Maybe these towers just have numbers, right? Maybe they don't have names. Maybe just numbers. Good old black window font. Does not have numbers. Save ourselves some work. So we're doing the same thing here. Outlining, eyedropper. Let's name some outposts. I like Crown Post, that's a good one. Dusk Fang. That's some real intense fantasy stuff there, right there. Desolation. Ew, I wouldn't name an outpost Desolation. That doesn't inspire confidence, does it? Splinter Point. I like Splinter Point. Splinter Point Post. How about Ebon Scream? Whew. Stone Vault. That's a good one. Stone Vault. And I'm using post for all of these because I want these to feel unified in style, as if they were created by a singular government, which is me. I am the Senate. What else we got? Dusk Hand. That's cool. I like that. Dusk Hand Post. We've got something cooking. Nightmare Terminal. That's intense. Burning Harborage. Yeah, wow. Oak Tomb. I actually like Oak Tomb because it has some forest imagery. Oak Tomb Post. The tomb part's a little... Ooh, whoa. The tomb part's a little crazy. But, a little bit of crazy never hurt anybody. That's a lie. A little bit of crazy definitely has hurt people in the past. But not in our fantasy land. Because our people aren't real people. That's the best thing about fantasy escapism while you're on quarantine, is your characters can't get the coronavirus. Let's look for another name. Phantom Grasp. Nah. Ember Dreamers. Emberland. Aeromist. I like Aeromist. Aeromist Post. Alright, and I think the final thing that we will do today is think about what this tower is called. What's this tower called, man? Jeez. Something Spire, maybe? Hearth Spire. And I like that, so oh my gosh, what's happening? I'm just gonna roll with that, okay? So we got Hearth Spire. Okay, so I've stepped away and came back, and I have just a few things that I'd like to add here. So the first thing that I want to add is a tavern. So I found this vector. I'm image tracing it, so I'm just going to expand that, and I'm going to take this, size it down, add it to my little library here. And now let's go back to our labels layer. I like 12 grottos. I'm going to use that. So I'm going to say the 12 grottos tavern. Okay, we've got a tavern. And the next thing that I wanted to add was an inn. Okay, so I found this vector like that, and now we're going to go back over to our generator. Okay, so I got the hollow flute in. Sounds cool. Don't think too hard about it. You know what I'm saying? We've got a nice little magic-y druid academy, and we're gonna give it kind of a sister school that's teaching fighting. I like Summerfield, so let's go with that. The Summerfield Institute. So we got one of those. And now I'd like to add, actually, I was thinking about this gate wall situation, and I want to actually add a wall around the whole city. I just think that would be better. With the forest kind of encroaching, maybe they're defending against something, they just want to have a wall all around. So I'm actually going to delete this. So we got a wall. I'm gonna put these outposts on the wall. Yeah, I like that. The other thing that I wanted to do, so I've got this clearing space down here, bottom right corner, and I'd like to put a temple of some sort in there, kind of a forest temple outside the wall. You know, we get a little bit of Game of Thrones-y vibes there. I'm gonna use this icon for that, this one that I've already got. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And that's going to be called something. Maybe we just call it the Shrine of the Forest. That's kind of basic, but you know, it works. Then the final things that we need to do for this are, we do need to name these bureaus, right? So I'm gonna do that really quickly. Okay, so I've done that. I've done 9 bureaus and 3 guilds, because, you know, keep it fresh. So I've got the Bureau of Coin, the Bureau of Defense, Bureau of Agriculture, Bureau of Magic, Bureau of Education, Bureau of Architecture, Bureau of Health, Builders Guild, Soldiers Guild, Druids Guild, and the Bureau of Diplomacy and the Bureau of Hospitality. And what else do we have to do here? Okay, I think there are just some finishing touches to be thrown on here, and then we'll have a city map. Okay, so I think we're done. Just a couple finishing touches. I threw a compass on there. I threw a title on there, just the city name. I labeled the forest areas, and I think that's about it. We've got a pretty respectable city map here. So thank you for watching. If you watched all the way through this, it's gonna be pretty long. I think this is a long process. It's a pretty involved, you know, real nerd stuff. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you watched it all, you can download this map and the other maps that I've made on my website, lincolnrogerscreative.com/maps. I'm going to put those up so that you guys can have them, you guys can use them for free, no money. I don't ask for anything, but it would be super cool if you just sent me a message, which you can also do on my website through the contact page. Just send me a message and let me know that you're using it, because that's just a cool thing that I would love to know, and I can connect with you about it. So with that being said, I think that's everything. So thanks so much for helping me, you know, stay sane during the quarantine, and you know, we'll see you next time.